Welcome to the City Show. Pat O Melia here, you concerned resident there. We're here to entertain you, inform you, maybe educate you a little bit. On the bottom of the screen, you see all the ways of getting in touch with us. If you got a news story, you need help with a consumer issue. I was doing a consumer issue this morning with a pet pharmacy. I think I got it settled. But we're very good with consumer issues. If you have that problem, you got a news story, you got some municipal issues, county, that's what we do. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all that. This week, there was confusion on certifying the results of the primary. In this case, the confusion was with the committee seats. There were like 800 committee seats that were up, and there were some issues with a few of them. Minor stuff like people running in districts they didn't live in, people running for a Democratic committee member when they were Republicans. Little minor things like that. So Junior Maldonado, the county clerk, will sort all through that. But when you have like 800 candidates, I'm sure you're going to have a few issues here and there. Reminds me when Barbara Netchett was the county clerk, there would be some mistake, their cartridge from the voting booth was missing, whatever it was. And we'd all be at the clerk's office, knives out, we're going to get Netchett. Netchett would come out and go, somebody screwed up, what are you going to do? People are human. And you would completely disarm the entire media, the press. Okay, yeah. All right, see you later. That was it. She would come out, she wouldn't cop that into it, she wouldn't try to explain or, try to give you an excuse. She would just say, somebody screwed up, what are you going to do? We'll make it right. And the whole group would be like, oh well. Okay, see you later. That was it. Today, our topics, we're going to talk about weed money for Jersey City. How should we spend it? Jersey City planning board is looking into the climate and energy action plan. Going to talk about Bayonne Suez Devil Water deal. And we'll do some quick hits concerning Jersey City. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
We're back, City Show here, Pat O Melia. Now, they're smiling about the days of Barbara Netchett. She knew how to disarm everybody, but she wouldn't try to excuse, no copping anything. She would, listen, I messed up, what are you going to do? That's it. Wait, I'll leave. Confusion. Read my old notes. Weed tax. They're legalized. It has been legalized here in New Jersey. Jersey City in particular, we're talking about here. They will get 2% on all the weed sales and 1% on the wholesale end. That's 3% for Jersey City. We don't really have a number on how much money is involved in this. It could be substantial. If you look at, if we were getting city money on, alcohol, we'd be doing pretty good. Or if you got city money on tobacco, you'd be doing pretty good. It's still to be seen how much money we make on weed sales here in Jersey City. But there's going to be money there. And a decent amount that it can make a difference somewhere. Now, it is the political silly season, and you have some council people are saying, well, you need to put the money towards the school budget. Here's the friggin' problem with the school budget. We need to understand the school budget. We need to know what's in the school budget. We need to know what money is being spent with that school budget. We don't know any of that. The school budget just keeps leaping up a couple of $100 million a year. And it's not just with in-house expenses. They just keep hiring people, putting new programs on. I did a show on this a couple of weeks ago. I had two daughters that came from the Jersey City public school system. One's a PhD, the other one's got multiple degrees. We have good city school systems here. We just need to get a handle on the money. We have a past president of the Jersey City Board of Education. He may be going to jail over taking bribes, and one of the things he said to the guy he's taking the bribe from, we'll give you this position, nobody will ever question it. I'm sure there's a lot of those positions that nobody ever questioned going on that we're paying for. We need transparency with this. So don't put the weed money into the black hole that is the Jersey City public school budget until we understand how every dollar is spent there. Pandemic, they raised the public schools budget went up $200 million during the pandemic. Raise taxes, they don't care, not a problem. Screw affordable housing. They're not going to be affordable if we can't control the school budget here. Thousands and thousands of city properties will put up for tax liens. Most of that from the school budget. So we need to understand how the money is being spent. And we, for years and years and years, generations basically, the state ran the schools. Now it's back in city control. We have to understand how that money is spent. And we're not getting any answers. The only thing is always, well, it's for the children. And children are going to those schools for generations and generations, decades and decades. I'm one, my kids went, you went. It's 50% more than the actual city budget. It's like $814 million. How is the money going to be spent? Well, that's something we need to figure out. We need, I don't know how much money is going to be involved. Nobody really has a number. But I'd like to see it spent on something we can see results of. Not going into the public school budget because it's gone. That doesn't even make a ripple in that lake, the Jersey City school budget. Where we can see results. Can we use it for senior housing? Can we help the seniors? Their days of earning money is on. They're in their golden years. They shouldn't have to worry about housing. They paid their dues. They've lived their life here. They made Jersey City the city it is. Make it a little easier for them in the golden years. Autism. You have children with autism. We have many, many, many programs for children with autism. I have a niece and a nephew who suffer from autism, who are learning to deal with it. They are dealing with it. But there's really not much for adults with autism. Maybe we can get some adult autism housing. We could see it. We can go touch it, maybe turn the doorknob, This is something we actually see happening with this money. Maybe we can have adult training for real jobs. I know we have an employment and training organization that teaches people how to sew. I mean, real jobs, teach people how to get seed. You know what the hottest job market is right now? Trucking. We should have trucks down by the Hackensack River teaching people how to drive, and they'll be making money with a CDL. Can we do senior property tax relief? Again, they're at the end of their earning. They're on their pensions, their Social Security. Can we help them some way with this weed money? People with disabilities, can we help them? Instead of throwing it into that school budget, can we actually see it help people? Can we actually see results of it? And all these things I just mentioned is doable. That thing about employment and training where we can actually teach people how to drive a tractor trailer on a straight job and all, those are jobs. Once you get the license, bing, you're driving. You're going to get a job. Anything we can do with the money that we can see results, we should do. Last thing we need to do is put that money in the black hole that is the Jersey City Public Schools budget. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Pen and Pencil Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at penandpencilproperties.com. Pen and Pencil Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians. A partnership with Rutgers Health. The latest technology and medical advancements and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
A brand new truck isn't just a brand new truck when it's tough enough to have best-in-class available payload and smart enough to know that a cab can also be an office. A truck equipped with best-in-class available towing that asks, why can't all that power more than just this truck? No, your brand new truck isn't just a brand new truck when it's the all-new F-150. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
We're back. City Show here. You there? You want to see results with money. You just want to get washed away. And that's what would happen if we put the weed money into the school budget. Jersey City Planning Board. They're entertaining and probably will pass the city's climate and energy action plan for new construction here in Jersey City. What does that mean? Well, it means more regulations. One thing we like in Jersey City is as many regulations as we can possibly put on people. These new requirements, they'll require green roofs, where you can have like grass and plants growing on your roof, or cool roofs. I've never heard of a cool roof before. All these new construction will have to have charging stations for cars, electric cars. There's a lot of issues with electric cars right now. We'll see where that technology goes. There's a lot of issues with the actual batteries for the electric cars, where 98% of the material for the batteries comes from China, and China is just ripping Mother Earth apart getting that. So when you're thinking you're saving the environment driving that electric car, not in China. They're ripping the earth apart for the materials. New construction will have to have solar panels. Now, don't get me wrong. And I'm not one of those climate hysteria people. I think the climate is always changing. Yeah, and it's been changed. I did a show a couple of months ago about the top 10 hurricanes and storms that hit New Jersey, and most of them were before the automobile, so let's not keep blaming automobiles and humans and all that. The climate is always changing. The only Obama administration did a whole study on this, and the scientists said, basically, it's Mother Nature. You're going to have ice ages, you're going to have warming, you're going to have waters are going to rise, the waters are going to go down. There's evidence of the high waters all around the planet, but there's a hysteria to it. And if you really sit down, I'm not smart enough to really sit down and read all these scientific reports, but I read the synopsis of all these scientific reports, and there's a lot of misinterpretation. Solar panels, I think they're great. Would I want to depend on them for electricity? No. Now, my kid's got a house down at Seaside Heights, and probably throughout the property there are about maybe 60 solar lights. For that matter, John, I just installed 2 new solar lights on the kid's garage. That's the after of the picture. Those are 300 watt solar lights. They're adjustable. That's what they look like when they're not on. I assembled them and installed them with my own 2 little hands all by myself and no knees. My knees, which both need to be replaced, felt like they were burning, like a liquid fire was in there. But I got the job done. I like solar, but I tell you, when the winter comes or it's cloudy, all those solar lights, not a lot of them are working because they need as much sun as possible. Same thing with wind, the windmills. Unless it's windy, you're not getting any electricity out of there. So in my opinion, the best we have here is nuclear, gas, oil, and coal. Now, everybody talks about that. They're like talking in the 50s and 60s. These coal plants and these gas-firing plants, they're pretty clean now. They're not 100%, but they're pretty clean. Nuke is way clean. We should be embracing nuclear, but, a minority of people say they're worried about nuclear energy. I'm not. Yeah, they're building plants all over the globe. We're disarming them here. Turning and shutting them down. We're shutting them down here in New Jersey. We'll pay for that somewhere along the line. When it comes to the climate, and I think we keep overreacting. We are very overreacting with the Superstorm Sandy. You know, we're still talking about it. You know, in my lifetime, I'm here 64 years now. It was the biggest storm I ever seen in 64 years. But you know what? It wasn't the biggest storm. There were bigger storms in the past. There are always some bigger storm. We're not breaking any records weather-wise. You know, oh, it's hot this day. Well, in 1876, it was a warmer day. We're not setting any records. It's just the cycle of climate. You know, we can do as best we can. You know, and we have, with like automobiles and trucks and all, they're far less polluting as they were. Like I have a 64 Dodge Polara. There is a huge difference between that car and a car I drive today with emissions. So we've made our stride. But to put all these regulations, we're talking about, you know, resilience for the coast here in Hoboken and Jersey City. Again, in my lifetime, I've only seen Sandy once, and there's never even been anything as threatening as Sandy again. Sometimes I think we overdo it, but it doesn't hurt to do as best you can not to be a polluter. Like I said, I got no problem with gas, nuke, coal, or oil. I do have a problem if I'm going to depend on solar and wind, because that is not reliable. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Hudson Regional Hospital, we promise to be prepared for your emergency.
We promise to provide world-class robotic surgical care.
We promise to treat you like family.
To provide accurate diagnostic care.
To provide the most innovative orthopedic care at your doorsteps.
We promise to treat your baby like our own.
To never stop investing in the best of spinal care.
To be with you every step of the way.
Here at Hudson Regional Hospital, we promise to take care of our community.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. You there, City Show? Before I leave the clean air here and the climate, Mayor Fulop is looking to reduce greenhouse gases here in Jersey City by 80% by 2050. And like I said, every time we talk about storms, we always go back to Sandy. You know, in City Hall in Jersey City, which I think is like 160 years old, it flooded once, and only during Superstorm Sandy. We lost a lot of our records because Bobby Burns was storing everything in a basement. And the reason I bring that up is it's amazing what Mayor Fulop has accomplished renovating and restoring City Hall. You know, and now he's working on a 4th floor. I didn't realize there was a 4th floor. I never went up there. It's been closed since the late 70s. The basement was always closed. It was just storage down there. 150 years, it flooded once. And sometimes I think we overreact to the storms. And Superstorm Sandy, you know, it was an eye-opener, but it was a once-in-a-lifetime, once every 100 years. Jersey City Planning Board. Well, nope, we did that. Good segue when we're talking about Superstorm Sandy and flooding. Bayonne, Suez water. As soon as you hear Suez, you get like, oh, man. But there's never a good story with Suez water. But this one doesn't pertain to Jersey City. I think Jersey City re-upped with Suez for 3 years. Mayor Fulop is kicking around the idea of going back to the Jersey City Water Department, which we ran effectively until the 90s. And then there was a budget gap. And we had to close the budget gap. So Brett Schindler said, I'll sell the water department to United Water, and we'll oversee it. Well, he did it. Probably not the best deal, but it plugged the budget hole. But in Bayonne, they had a budget hole too. And they went and made a devil deal with Suez. Back then, United Water, now Suez, it was Mayor Smith, not Mayor Davis. And they sold their future. They sold their soul to Suez. They did a 40-year deal. They got like $150 million up front, and it was 40 years. And of course, Suez is getting $150 million back over those 40 years with interest and with profit. And their water bills in Bayonne keep going up every year. It was 6-8%, getting to the point where you had a bill like last year was $200. Now it's like $340. And eventually, and this is every quarter, you're chasing people out of their homes. There's only so much. The inflation in Jersey is ridiculous right now. Anybody thinks we're sitting pretty, we're far from that. Try to buy a piece of wood, go buy some fuel, go buy some chicken. Everything is ridiculously high price right now. And when you go to inflation, eventually you're into a recession. Bayonne's got 30 years to go with this devil deal. And it's only going to continue to hurt the people of Bayonne. Anybody who thinks this is a good deal, and there are some people in Bayonne who say, oh, it's pretty much a normal, that's ridiculous. Because as you go into the future, that future is going to get very expensive. And everybody's telling them they're trying to get affordable. It's like in Jersey City with the school budget. There'll be no affordability if you can't control those expenses. So they filled the budget gap, and everybody was happy for a year. And then the reality started setting in with the increases for the water, and they're going to keep coming, and they're going to keep coming because they can raise it as much as they want. The people in Bayonne will pay for this daily and yearly. Conserving water won't help either. This is amazing. Conserve it, they're not getting enough pricing per gallon, so then they raise it even more. So don't conserve. Actually, turn it on. It's probably cheaper if you just run your taps. How do you help the people of Bayonne because of bad leadership and bad management? Not the fault of the residents there. Renegotiate the Suez deal as best you can. Probably the only way you're going to make it work if you do a shared service agreement. So Bayonne should be looking at Jersey City and sitting in front of Mayor Fulop saying, can you bail us out? Because we're short-term with Suez. And if Suez wants to go forward with Jersey City, Mayor Fulop holds that future in his hands. He can come back with the water department. So Suez would probably be willing to do something to help Bayonne. Something needs to be done. A shared service agreement with the City of Jersey City and Mayor Fulop, that probably works. Are you going to get everything back? No. But you got to get some kind of relief that, every year it's not another 6-8%. Get the county involved. Maybe they can refinance some of these expense where you're not paying a huge interest plus profit. Maybe you get the county involved for that. One of the smart things to do, maybe you write an ordinance in Bayonne that stops any future devil deal, where some other administration is thinking, well, I got a budget gap here, I don't want to raise the taxes because I got voted out of the office. Maybe I'll sell City Hall, or I'll sell the DPW. You laugh, but this stuff has been done. Sell the DPW department. We'll sell City Hall. In Hudson County, not all the cities own their City Hall. They've been sold. Maybe to protect the future of Bayonne, we write some ordinances there now to prevent another devil deal like this. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You watching The City Show? I'll be right back.
Cutting-edge surgical care is right here in Secaucus.
Robotic surgery is safer.
Shorter hospital stays.
Smaller abdominal incisions, the size of an M&M. Here at Hudson Regional, we provide world-class robotic surgical care.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care.
The latest clinical trials.
Researchers working to find a cure. And nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
We're back, City Show here. Pat O Melia, you there? Quick hits. Jersey City has announced they will be installing 50 new speed bumps around Jersey City. What is a speed bump? Well, you know what a speed bump is? The ones that Mayor Fulop installs are humongous. By that matter, here's a picture. When he first installed these huge speed bumps, I'd say about 6 years ago, they were so high that he had to go back and scrape them down. They were like, I forget, we did a piece on it. I think they were like 9 inches high. There's one of the shots in one of our old shows where I'm out there with a tape measure. These things were way too high. They had to come down and scarf them down. They're a lot lower than the 9 inches now. And do they work? Yes. Do they hold down speeders? Yes. How fast can you drive in Jersey City is beyond me. You're not getting up to 50 miles an hour anywhere in Jersey City. You're lucky if you can get up to 25 miles an hour in Jersey City. And the speed bumps, they are quieting, traffic-wise. The problem with that, the speed bump, is when the paint wears off, because he paints them. He got arrows on them. Once they wear off, and they do, you don't see it now. Especially like when it snowed. Oh, you don't see it. And then you feel it really good. But the interesting thing about the Steve bumps, and I do say Steve, now not mispronouncing that, Steve bumps is his brainstorm here, Mayor Fulop. In Seaside Heights, where my kids got the house and I got a studio down there, on Hamilton Avenue, kind of like a drag strip. I mean, there's some speeding. Mayor Boz put in a speed meter there, and he has one of these signs, speed limit will be enforced. And I'm asking for speed bumps there, and it's a county road on Hamilton Avenue. And I'm told, and the county said, well, we don't do speed bumps, so that's no answer. So the kid this weekend, after I was dying from installing those lights, I'm sitting on the steps because I really couldn't make it up the steps yet because my knees were on fire. The kid on a bicycle is crossing the street in the crosswalk, basically. A guy on a motorcycle is speeding down there and hits the kid. Took the front half of this kid's motorcycle like halfway down the block. Surprisingly, the kid wasn't too bad. So I text the freeholders, well, the commissioners in Ocean County and the mayor, said, I told you this was going to happen, and now I just seen it happen. Well, I've seen the results of it anyway. And I said, we need those speed bumps. And almost magically, NJ.com puts the story up about the Steve bumps coming here. So it helped. What are we going to do here? Dry dock in Hoboken has been sold to the city of Hoboken. So forget about any affordability in Hoboken, because that's like $19 million for the dry dock, and God only knows how many other millions in upgrades for making a park. And don't forget, no property taxes. Way to go, Hoboken. The CCRB installed in the Assembly in Trenton, probably forever be installed there. And the return of Mary Jane Desmond in Bayonne. She's going to try to run for the Bayonne Democratic Committee leader. I'm out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.